So, as you probably know, Jeff Bridges is officially back on form, at least as far as the award ceremonies are concerned. He recently won a Golden Globe for his central role in Crazy Heart, in which he plays this kind of washed-up, grizzled country and western star, going from gig to gig, having an on-off relationship with Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Mr. Blake, I'm Jean Craddock from The Sun Scene. Tape recorder okay?
Go ahead, that's fine.
What's your real name?
I'm Bad Blake. My tombstone will have my real name on it. Until then, I'm just gonna stay bad.
He's got a Golden Globe, several other nominations, sure to pick up many other awards. And everyone's saying, hey, Jeff Bridges is back, which is funny because for those of us who are film fans, he was never away. Now, I know that a lot of cult film fans really, really reckon The Big Lebowski, which for me actually is not one of my favourite Jeff Bridges films. In fact, for me, it's one of those Coen brothers movies that I could actually, take or leave. But I remember having a conversation with Terry Gilliam a while ago, and Bridges had just done a small role in Terry Gilliam's Tideland, which, wasn't very widely seen. And obviously Bridges worked with Terry Gilliam for The Fisher King, which was a big, big hit. And Gilliam said, well, as far as he was concerned, he would cast Jeff Bridges in pretty much every film he made. But there was a period when, for some reason, the Hollywood studios didn't think he was bankable. They didn't think he was a star name. He didn't have marquee value, despite the fact that cult film fans have always loved him, and he's really had a solid fan base among cineasts for years and years. He wasn't considered to be a bankable name. Well, Crazy Heart has put him back at the top of the tree. And why? You see, I think the reason Crazy Heart has caught everyone's attention is not just that Jeff Bridges is better than he has been for a long time, because that's not true. He's been great for ages and ages. He's kind of been off the radar. But in Crazy Heart, he is doing that thing that I have so often lauded with actors. He is playing a musician, and he is doing his own music. He is singing his own songs. Think back to the performances that I have really rated in the last few years. As you know, I think one of the best performances I've seen in the last year is Andy Serkis in Sex and Drugs and Rock and Roll, in which he's playing Ian Dury. And part of that, a good part of it, is the fact that he's playing with the blockheads, he's doing the onstage performances, he's using his own vocals, he's not miming. A couple of years ago, Sam Riley got the Kermode Award for Best Actor for his performance as Ian Curtis in Control. And again, it really captured my imagination that he was up there on stage doing it, not miming to somebody else's, backing track, but doing his own vocals. Then think of the hard time that I gave poor old Marianne Cotillard for not doing her own vocals in La Vie en Rose. I still think to this day, despite what the filmmakers say, that nobody else can sing like Piaf, it doesn't matter. It's the continuity of voice between the spoken voice and the singing voice, between the onstage and the offstage voice, that's central. And in fact, I think that Marianne Cotillard should have been given a go at doing her own vocals, because if you look at the DVD, there are some outtakes when she's actually doing a bit of Piaf, and okay, it's not Piaf, but it's pretty solid. And I'm thinking about over all the great performances that I really like. Gary Busey doing Buddy Holly in the Buddy Holly story. Val Kilmer, who is often terrible, is really, really good as Jim Morrison in The Doors, doing his own vocals. There's a lovely credit at the end of Shine, Geoffrey Rush doing the, that biopic, in which it says that Geoffrey Rush uses his own hands. He's not using a hand double on the keyboards. It's kind of important to ascertain that it really is his hands that you're seeing. And I understand that. I mean, I know it's a credits joke, but it's serious, because it's to do with saying this is part of the performance. And I know that I have a weakness for it. I know that every time I see somebody actually taking that leap and going that step further, it impresses me. But what's interesting is that now seems to be working elsewhere, that other people are being impressed by the same thing. Look at the critical success and the award ceremony success of films like Walk the Line, with Joaquin Phoenix and Reese Witherspoon both winning plaudits, basically for the fact they're not only acting, but they're also singing and performing at the same time. So I'm starting to think that two things are happening. Firstly, everyone's waking back up again to the majesty of Jeff Bridges, although most of us have known how wonderful he was anyway. But also, there is becoming a general consensus, which is falling in line with the Kermode view of acting, which is there really is, in acting, no higher plane of achievement than playing a musician and doing the music for yourself and getting it right. That's what impresses me. Jeff Bridges has hit the nail on the head. I love him. Now suddenly the award ceremonies love him too. I wonder why that is.